A Longer Shelf Life by Sarah Shepard. On January 11th, 2012, the Hostess Brands Company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Twinkie sales had ended December 25th, 2011. The cafe was a favorite of my friends. It had bright red vinyl booths, white Formica tables, and with Art Deco from the 1940s. We four women in our 50s were celebrating my birthday. There are no more Twinkies, Martha said. What? I asked, picking off the last of my fries. You know, the golden sponge cake with creamy filling, she said in her Texas drawl. Hostess went bankrupt, Sheila said. I didn't believe him. That's like saying there's no more baseball. Twinkies never die. Where have you been, Sarah? It's all over the news, Martha said. I sobbed. My friends looked at me with concern. I wiped my eyes. Boy, you must really like Twinkies, Bev said. I don't like Twinkies, but I loved them when I was a kid. James Alexander Dewar, a baker for the Continental Banking Company, invented Twinkies in Schiller Park, Illinois on April 6, 1930, the year my mother was born. He named them when he saw a billboard with an ad for twinkle toe shoes. I explored my grief while they continued to chatter, giving me space to contain myself. Why was I having such a strong reaction to such trivial news? Birthdays can be emotional. Someone should do something, I sobbed. My friends looked troubled. The Twinkie defense is a term used when a criminal declares that they did something because of allergies, coffee, nicotine, but mostly too much sugar. I snuck my first Coke when I was 10. My mother was a health food nut. She was religious about it. Her waffles were so heavy from whole wheat flour and extra protein powder, I broke a tile in the kitchen when I dropped one. The most famous use of the Twinkie defense was the trial of Dan White, who shot San Francisco Mayor George Moscone and City Supervisor Harvey Milk in 1972. Dan White was also formerly a health food advocate, but had begun eating junk food. A few years after our celebration at the cafe, my friends gave me a birthday lunch once again. Did you hear that Twinkies are coming back? Martha said. It's a common urban legend that Twinkies last for years, maybe forever. I'd heard as a child that they were used as rations in World War II because they could not go bad. I thought Twinkies couldn't die, but Twinkies only last for a short time and are taken off the shelf within 10 days. Sheila said, I hear Twinkies are going to have a longer shelf life. With some improvements in 2012, they were able to keep Twinkies fresh for 45 days. Every year, my mother gave me a Twinkie on my birthday, just for me. She'd put a candle in the golden sponge cake with creamy filling, and my family would sing happy birthday. 10 years earlier. There's a Twinkie in the bottom drawer for you. I hid it for you. My mother sat at the table in a wheelchair, hooked up to an oxygen tank. Let's wait until my birthday. It'll last till then. Studying me, tears pooled in her eyes. How long are you staying? She asked me. As long as you need me. She didn't need me for long. I nursed her in the loft, then we moved her to the living room and finally made a bed up in the basement. Each time she got sicker, she descended another level. Her feet turned blue. I asked her if she wanted to lie down as she labored to breathe. I put my arms around her and eased her onto the bed. We heard the sirens blaring louder. Hold on, Mom. She talked about angels and scripture and Jesus and made jokes about my dad. Hold on, Mom. Sarah, she said. Her heart stopped. She fell onto my chest with her last breath. Peace descended on me even as she slipped through my grasp. I couldn't hold her weight. I knew she was dead. They loaded her into the ambulance and took off. I bolted, ran outside and chased them, carrying my mother's false teeth, but they were gone. I beat the chain link fence with my hands until they bled. My sister Zona stayed by my side until I had no strength left. I told her the dog was howling. She said, "No, Sarah, that was you." I couldn't believe life went on. I miss her love, her warmth, her spirit, her generosity and beautiful smile. I miss having someone to buy a Twinkie just for me. I needed her to have a longer shelf life. 8 months later, foraging in the fridge, I found the hidden Twinkie. I put it on my mother's best china, lit a candle, and smiled at the memory of my mother. Thank you.